What's up? How everybody doing? I see you, Great Pill Podcast. See Duntees. I see you, Shar. Yes, I'm doing my update. I know I don't do it. I do it once a month or whatever. We do a little update episode. Y'all know how we do. Look at that. There you go, Duntee. There's Shar in the chat. Shout out to Great Pill. Shout out to everybody coming through. Shout out to Ruby and everybody else. Shout out to her. We doing a little live show. I don't know. Let's get it. We're trying to let everybody come in. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? To make sure y'all good. What's up, my guy? What's up? Dunteezy in the chat. Let's see. I got my little mic in front of me today. Y'all can see it. It's cool. This is just the update episode. Let me get that out there. There you go. So we good today. How we always doing? I want to give us a little update on the coup. Gonna talk about some other things too, real quick. Not gonna be a long show today. Just want to get out some knowledge on what's going on. Wagner had a rebellion against Putin, so we're gonna see what's going on with. I'm gonna update y'all. It's already kind of over, but we're gonna see what the message was. It was a message sent to Vladimir Putin, and we're gonna see what's going on. Let's go put it out there. Let's see. Let's get it up so y'all can see what we going through. Let's go to the Russian coup. Let's go. Y'all just maximize screen. F11 real quick. Russian coup. Here's what to know about the Wagner rebellion against the Russian military. An update with Zell. Yes, there we go. We're giving y'all some of the more political news. Some of the more extreme live news through Restream because I don't feel like setting everything up. So that's what we do. We use it through the Restream that we use. So shout out to everybody in the chat. If y'all want to come up, y'all can just let me know y'all want to come up. This, like I said, this is a StreamYard Restream type of stream, and it's a discussion. Ain't about it. But we'll update y'all on what's happening. The Russian military was thrown into disarray after the leader of the private mercenary group rebelled against the Kremlin on Friday, marking the greatest challenge to President Vladimir Putin's leadership in over 2 decades. Wagner Mercenary Chief Yevgeny Prigozhin led his troops out of Ukraine into a key city south of Moscow, then blow the Russian military efforts and raising the stakes of the civil war amid the country's invasion of Ukraine. Putin responded to the move Friday, calling the uprising a stab in the back. Coup means, listen, that's what everybody's calling it, the Russian coup. So this is what they're calling the rebellion, the coup. Shout out to Classic Ruby in the chat. Anybody that want to come up and want to talk about this can come up. Why did his mercenaries revolt? The revolt comes when Prigozhin accused the Russian military of attacking his Wagner military forces on Friday, vowing to retaliate against the Kremlin. The Wagner leader accused the Russian military of killing a huge amount of his men, warning he would destroy any resistance to their group. There are 25,000, and we are going to find out why there is such chaos in the country, Prigozhin said. The group of mercenaries then marched to Rostov-on-Don, with Prigozhin releasing the video saying they would blockade the area until Russia's top military generals came to meet with them. So basically what we're seeing is he said they had issues. They came and attacked his people, and he want to find out why. We know later on they met. So we're going to go over a little more. We're going to talk about other stuff too. We're going to probably talk about a little bit of, since we didn't hit on it, the little submarine. The Wagner Group in a private military organization connected to Putin's former close ally, Yevgeny Prigozhin. The Wagner forces have played a key role in the Russian offensive of the Ukraine war by capturing the eastern city of Bakhmut, where the bloodiest and longest battles have taken place. Prigozhin founded Wagner to fight battles in eastern Ukraine, as well as other Russian battles across the world. However, Prigozhin increasingly criticized the Russian military, accusing them of incompetence and of starving its troops of ammunition, basically. So basically, what he's saying is they not doing their job. They're not handling business, as they would say. Again, shout out to Great Pill Podcast, everybody in the chat. Shar, Classic Ruby's in the chat. Shout out to everybody. In the chat, just want to show some love. This don't show. Hey, Shar don't show all y'all little commands. Shout out to this Cheshire Cat. Shout out to him. And shout out to everybody else in the chat. We just going over we're gonna go over the submarine tank and everything else. Shout out to this Cheshire Cat. He out here said meow meow. You know what I'm saying? The meow meow here. Putin responded to the internal mutiny on Friday, calling the rebellion a betrayal that amounts to treason. Those who carry deliberately on a path of treason, preparing an armed rebellion when you were preparing terrorist attack, will be punished, Putin said. Any internal turmoil is a deadly threat to our statehood for us as a nation. It is a blow to Russia for our people and our actions to protect our homeland. Such a threat will face a severe response. Russia's defense military has denied reports that it had opened fire on the Wagner Group, calling the accusations informational propaganda. Shout out to Dangerously Active. The plane belonging to Putin was later reported to have left Moscow to head towards St. Petersburg, indicating the Russian leader attempt to. How did Ukraine respond? Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky responded to the internal rebellion on Saturday, criticized the stupidity of Russia's government, claiming its weakness has been exposed by the uprising. Russian President Vladimir Putin despises the people and throws hundreds of thousands into war in order to eventually barricade himself in the Moscow region for those who he himself armed, Zelensky wrote in a Telegram post. How y'all feel about this? What y'all think going on? Y'all think Russia actually did it? Y'all think it's propaganda? I've been seeing a few tweets telling me a bunch of different other stuff, but how do y'all feel about it? What y'all think happened? What y'all think going on? Wagner's mercenaries are currently heading toward Moscow as they continue to advance in the Russian territory. This is a little older report. I just want to get the beginning on what happened. Russian military forces have reportedly opened fire on the group, according to Reuters. The attack comes after Putin vowed to crush any rebellious mutiny against the Kremlin. Shout out to the laundry. Shout out to the laundry. Putin compared the revolt to Russia's own civil war in 1917, which occurred after the Bolsheviks overthrew Tsar Nicholas II of Russia during World War I. The attack ignited a war within the country and eventually led to the creation of the Soviet Union. This was the same kind of blow that Russia felt in 1917 when the country entered World War I but had victory stolen from it. Putin said it. Intrigue squabbles politicking behind the backs of the army and the people turned into the greatest shock. Destruction of the army, the collapse of the state, and the loss of vast territories in the end, the tragedy in civil war, Russian killed Russians brothers to brother. Caterpillar had a question. Let's go see what he said. Curious of your thoughts on Trump. There's a lot of weird people supporting Trump with Putin. That is true. I want to know how people felt. Vladimir Putin. That's a lot of people on YouTube were supporting Putin today. It was very weird. It was very strange. Let them know, Ruben. One more sub away. One more sub. Do we do it live? Do we get the one sub live? Is it like a celebration update? You know, is it a celebration update? But back to this question, it's weird. It's like a bunch of people who used to be against Putin Caterpillar, like now is all of a sudden like for Putin in the most strangest way. And they like blaming the government for it. They're like, Putin is a great leader of everybody. I'm like, bro, he is starving his troops. This man criticized him, and then he felt like he attacked him. We don't know, but it felt like he attacked him. So that's all I'm saying. Like, so it's very weird on how they are supporting him when he's always been like the enemy of the United States. To the point, like it's very strange. It's very strange. Let's see what Shar said. Don't know what's going on. I would guess that if it ain't about money, it's about power. I'll be there new 100%. I'm gonna tell y'all what I think later on when we get to that point. We're gonna share that screen as well. I'm gonna let y'all know my personal thoughts on that and everything surrounding it. So we're gonna let's get to this other post on what's happening recently. Okay, let's get to this one. Let's go to this one. Let's do Windows. All right, we have Russia-Ukraine war live. He has called off the Wagner coup on Moscow as Kremlin denies Putin has fled. If y'all don't know, a lot of people have said Putin has fled Russia in this attempt to get away from what they was calling the coup because they were heading to Russia. He demanded to seek audience with the generals to know what was going on. Why was his group attacked? That's basically one of the things, but we're going to talk about a little bit of that in a minute. It is very much backwards. Let's see. Let's see. Does this one make it better? You can see the regular one. Let's see. It is very much backwards. I wonder can I mirror that? Shout out to the king. Okay. Oh, what if I just my camera might be mirrored? So there you go. That's better, Ruben. It make you feel better. It make you feel better on the Zelle update. By the way, this is not a regular show. This is just me letting y'all know what's going on in news that I probably won't cover because I don't care enough about all this other stuff during the day. So let's go over some more. Shout out to Ruben for pointing it out. Let's see what is Wagner Mercenary Group boss Yevgeny Prigozhin and his troops won't face criminal charges over the mutinous coup against Vladimir Putin. The Kremlin has confirmed. The former close ally of the Russian president will be moved to Belarus after his mercenary army captured army bases in 2 Russian towns, but caught off their advance in Moscow after 11 hours to avoid bloodshed. Audio message released on Saturday evening revealed he agreed to stop the movement of troops the Russian capital after their day-long journey north. The office of Belarusian, I know that, President Alexander Lukashenko, I know him, who is the close ally of Mr. Putin, but I don't know him personally, but hey, these words are no longer backwards, Ruben. I don't know what are you talking about now. Look, it is fixed. Well, it might not have fixed on y'all side, but it's fixed on my side. I can't control what this thing does. Hey, listen. We getting it right. They're gonna be ready for next year. The office of Belarusian president, Wagner's forces were within 4 hours of Moscow when the turnaround news came. The event had sparked panic in the capital, with the resident told not to journey around the city. Early on Saturday, Vladimir Putin's whereabouts was thrown into question after the aircraft belonging to the presidency was spotted flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg. Some key points here, as y'all can see. Kremlin denies Putin has fled Moscow as a plane mysteriously disappears from radar. Wagner military column seen moving closer to Moscow as it passes the Russian city of Voronezh. Furious Putin called Wagner coup treason. This is a stab in the back of everybody. Helicopter rained down fire on Wagner's troop. Wagner's boss said he's turning troops from Moscow to avoid bloodshed. All right, we got a little bit more going there. Let's see what is going on here. Watching this. Okay, here's a report from somebody that we've been seeing on the screen. Let's go over this. Shout out to Shar. Shout out to Shar. See no evil. See no evil. Speak no evil. I'm talking about Shar. The official statement from the head of the Wagner Group and the leader of this coup says it all. I don't think anyone expected this. Yeah, we in the mirror world out here. I didn't even know I was mirrored. I thought I cut that on, but apparently it cuts back on when I go to a new scene. Apparently, if I go to a whole nother computer, it cuts back on. The official statement of Prigozhin, the head of the Wagner Group and the leader of this coup, says it all. I don't think anyone expected this. They were going to dismantle PMC Wagner. We came out on the 23rd of June to March of Justice. In a day, we walked nearly 200 kilometers away from Moscow. And this time, we did not spill a single drop of blood of our fighters. Now, the moment has come when blood may spill. That's why I understand the responsibility for spilling Russian blood on one of the sides. We are turning back our convoys and going back to field camps according to the plan. Yeah, we in the mirror world, man. Gotta be in mirror. It is. It's a Black Mirror episode. The president of Belarus, Lukashenko, has been in talks with Prigozhin all day and has taken credit for the peace agreement. Prigozhin accepted the terms of Lukashenko's agreement and agreed to halt the movement of his forces and return back to his bases. The agreement also guarantees security for fighters of PMC Wagner. It seems that the attempted coup has come to an end. Prigozhin and his men will return to their bases. Report of Wagner's forces not only leaving Moscow Oblast, but also leaving Rostov. But y'all don't know Rostov is like one of their top military bases. Russian media reports that criminal cases have already been dropped from Yevgeny Prigozhin, and that Prigozhin and his forces will receive full immunity. Restriction on the movement of vehicles have been lifted from the Voyage region, which saw clashes earlier during the coup. This is some of his thoughts. Let's see what they say. Do we agree with him? This is some of the people outside during it. I did not expect this to end peacefully with a deal, as it seemed both sides seemed at the point of no return. That is very important to know, because both sides, yes, indeed, both sides seemed like it was treason talk. It was like you shed bloodshed. We did not expect it. I actually agree with that point, but it happened. I have no idea how Prigozhin and Putin can both operate in Russia with what just transpired, and I also have no idea what will happen in the war with Ukraine. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a space deal reached. We'll see what that means. But I don't think it. How y'all think this gonna end? How y'all think? I want to know how y'all feel. How y'all think this gonna end? I will send it. If anybody wants to come up, I will invite y'all up. Let me get this link. So anybody want to come up, just let me know. So here it is. If anybody wants to go, if you want to come up, here it is. As long as if I know you, if I don't know you, just come up. You have to explain to me in the private chat while you. But if I know you, can come on up in the YouTube chat and talk with y'all, how y'all feeling. Like I said, I don't know how Putin don't seem like a guy who forgives easy. And this other guy seems like he's not playing. I'm gonna get to some of my points I thought about as I was reading these things. There'll be a cover up and move on. Shar said, I kind of believe that. I believe that. You know what I mean? I think that same thing. But I don't. Shout out to Angelus Benton, 100 sub. Shout out to my Alpha. Let's have a celebration. I ain't got nothing on here to celebrate with. Do we have a celebration? What do we have a celebration? I don't know. Do I have something on this? What we celebrating with?
Who are these niggas?
Not what we celebrating. That is not what we celebrating with.
I go by young boy and I zip you up from talking shit. These niggas bitches and I know that they ain't broke this shit. Can't come home. Yo,
that's how they did Putin. That's how they did Putin today. That's how we celebrate. We celebrate with young boy. And by the way, thank you for the 100th sub. You are a legend. Keep Angelus Benton, the 100th sub. Let's go. We got a young boy with the cat with the chain on. 100 subs. We made it. Let's go. I wish I had a little clap thing on here, but I ain't got mine. I'm getting one soon. Shout out to the Great Pill Podcast. If y'all know, legendary. Shout out to my nephew in here clapping as well. He's excited. Thank you so much for the shout out to the Great Pill Podcast. Everybody, thank Angelus for being here. 100 subs. We made it. We're going to do it before the Monday show. We are reporting this. Again, let me know y'all thoughts, because I know we got the topic, but I do want it's a celebration too. Anybody want to come up can come up. As I said, I posted the link up there a few minutes ago. So if you want to come in, I don't know if Ruby want to come in and just say thank you or something. I don't know if she wants to do that. She can if she want to. But I do appreciate y'all. We grinding. I'm enjoying it. It might not be like I done had like a partner channel and all that stuff, but I'm really having fun. I get to try new things with videos, do new things, try different things. So it's fun. Yes. Go to the Great Pill Podcast. Go shout out to them. Right there, y'all see it. The link is in the script. Matter of fact, I know I'm gonna say pin it, but let me see. Can I not pin on here? I don't know. Ruby probably can pin that, so y'all can go show some love to the Great Pill Podcast or Shar. I don't know if Shar has a ability to pin. She should. I said to say thank you, Ruby. This is the laid back show. We just talking. I'm talking about the big update show, and I only do probably once every month or 2 months. I do an update show probably. I ain't did one soon. But if you wanted to say thank you, you can come up. If not, that's cool. She thanking y'all in chat 100 times. But then again, appreciate you and 100th sub. Let's go. Do it, Shar. Sing, Shar. Come on. Sing for the 100. Shar, get on here and sing real quick for the 100. It's a celebration. We also got to talk about the submarine people. But yeah, this is cool. Back to the subject till somebody want to get on, but yeah, I don't see how they're gonna work it out. It's bound to have something. I don't think this dude is gonna play by his people, and hey, military seem to be a lot better than the Russian military. So I don't know if Putin wants them problems, but Putin ain't one that normally just take some lying down. So I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I don't know if he don't want to just take something lying down. So we'll have to see. Today, citizen journalist, by the way, shout out to this guy. I want to shout him out here. I've been watching Mario Nawfal. He's been doing a lot better job than all the other people I've seen on the classic media, even though he's taking a shot at classic media. And I'm not like the biggest like classic media, but somebody is really just reporting and doing their job. I appreciate them a lot. I appreciate them very much. So I don't know if Chardonnay want to go. But I do appreciate everyone. 100 subs. I'm excited about that. The guy slept for 30 hours, initially doing a space with former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan before shifting to the Coup space. So shout out to this guy for putting in all that work for us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him for doing all of that for us and giving us what happened in the news on that. But I'm very intrigued on what's going on. I'm very intrigued. I want to know if y'all think Putin gonna take this line down. That's really the question today. Is Putin gonna take this line down? Y'all see the title. Y'all see the title. Putin vows to crush Coup. It wasn't a crushing. It wasn't that much of a crushing. It wasn't a crushing at all. So I don't know what's going on with that. Sorry, I gotta grab the mic. We're gonna go. Let's talk about a little bit about the submarine. Talk a little bit about the submarine. That's more probably a little bit more of y'all think. We're gonna try not to keep it long, but just talk about this submarine and. Okay, we gotta. Let me see. Russian coup. I mean, not Ukrainian. Well, sub implosion. Y'all know it's 5 rich doctors when it happened in the submarine. I'm trying to look up a video right now because I did not really expect to go over this a little bit, but let's see what they're talking about here. We're gonna go over this. Let's share this window.
Bring you a breaking update on that missing sub that apparently catastrophically the 5 people inside believed to be dead. And literally just the last couple of minutes, our Pentagon team has some new reporting about what the Navy detected. For more on that, I want to bring in our Tom Costello, who is live for us up in Boston. Tom, tell us.
Let me know. Can y'all hear that video? Can y'all hear it? I need to move this, by the way, this caption in the way. By the way, do follow us. I need to move this. Okay, so y'all can see. All right. I don't know. Can y'all hear it? Can y'all hear? So I'll make sure while we covering this because I don't want to just sit here and be talking to the empty world. Shout out to Great Pill Podcast one more time. He has great content over there. It's a little low. Let me see if I can cut it up. Oh, there you go. All right.
Tell us about it. What's the update?
That's right. We are still at U.S. Coast Guard Boston Command, the incident command for this.
Is that good? I just want to know if that's still good. Let me know.
This entire rescue operation. The Navy is now confirming to NBC News that, in fact, on Sunday, when that sub went in the water, and as you know, they lost communication an hour and 45 minutes down, the Navy says at about that same time, it detected through its underwater acoustic listening devices sounds consistent with an implosion or an explosion.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you hear the video. Like I said, I'm not. Thank y'all. So sound is good. Shout out to Shari one more time. But again, for y'all that don't know, some billionaires spent $250,000 on a submarine. They went down in the ocean and it imploded. So shout out to DJ Music. Shout out to DJ Music in the chat. My guys in here. But yeah, this is gonna be these I don't want to say 5 billionaires because it's just the kid was in there too that didn't want to go to the submarine. And his dad was doing Father's Day, so he went with him. But you had a bunch of rich people basically going down the submarine, and they didn't take warnings from anyone. I know y'all know James Cameron, Titanic. He goes down all the time. From what he said, he warned them. A bunch of other people warned them. They still went down anyway, and the submarine imploded. They knew it was over for them, and they just dragged it along. Yeah, they knew. They knew. According to this, they knew long ago. Sunday, they said they knew. They said they knew Sunday. That's crazy. Shout out to my guy, DJ Music. But they knew Sunday, Shar. Sunday. That's how crazy it was. By the way, I'm also gonna go over a little bit something else after we do that. I also want to go over one other story just to make it even. Y'all gonna understand what I say after. But let's go watch this, and then we're gonna watch the other story I want to talk about.
That would suggest, in fact, that this implosion, if in fact it was an implosion of the hull all at once, it happened within the first few hours, in fact, the first hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes of the descent. I specifically asked It
happened instantly. By the way, do y'all think this might was better that it happened instantly, or would y'all rather just go down there and then the sub just stop and you don't have air? What would y'all rather have? I think I might rather have it go this way.
Admiral, during the news conference this afternoon, is there any evidence that the sub actually crashed into the Titanic wreck? And that's how it was lost. And he said, no, we believe it was lost in the water column. In other words, above the wreckage and off a little bit, 1,600 feet away, and that it came down, it rained down into its own debris field in that area. And so now the Navy is coming forth and saying, in fact, they picked up that sound of an implosion. Now, importantly, the Navy says it gave that information to the incident commander, which...
Well, they were testing military stuff and heard the implosion. Them folks were there the second they lost connection. By the way, check out the Great Pill, 11 a.m. Y'all see the time. Y'all see the time. Go show him some love. Like I said, amazing content.
Which is Coast Guard Incident Command, right. And they decided they're going to go proceed with a search and rescue because they wanted to give every possibility of finding people alive, giving them a chance of survival. But the commander, the incident commander, he also said today, once we saw what the ROV, what the debris field looked like on the bottom of the ocean, it was clear nobody could have survived.
Is it really incident implosion exactly the same as explosion? Is it? I would think they would got to watch the ship implode and then drown in terror and pain. I think when the oxygen went off, I think what they said was, I was listening to a doctor explain it earlier. I don't know what that was. I think it was Twitter, but I think it said their lungs just like instantly like just exploded, like when big once it started imploding, because I think the oxygen stuff went out. I'm not sure about that though. The news fed us with how many hours of air was left. Yeah, they told us how many air, but when the ship started imploding, none of that mattered. So they didn't have that much time in it. It didn't even take that long. Shout out to Great Pill Podcast one more time. Ella just hit that sub and bell. I'm talking about hit that sub and bell. I appreciate everyone. Yeah, they fed us all that, had us going on here all week, waiting for these people to see what happened. And then this what happened.
Tom, you have been covering this story from the moment that we learned about this missing submersible, and now just such a terrible end to this search. Can you give us a sense of what it's like where you are, getting these updates and being there?
Well, I'm first of all, what you can't see because of the camera angle, we are surrounded by international media. I mean, this is a big...
DJ Music has something to say. What happens when you stump on a tube if toothpaste? Same thing happened to them once that hull was breached. Yeah, that's what basically what I got from the. I don't think they was drowning and all. I think it was about over with for them instantly. According to one doctor, I said it might be some other opinions on it too, and I'm not sure how much. Not even sure if they just a doctor or what, but that's what I was explained to too, and some nurses. But again, one of the nurses believed Tupac still alive, so I don't know how much you can take credit to that. Shout out to Dunteezy. Well, 200K on the sub, not guaranteed to make it that deep, not well constructed to handle that pressure. Yeah, they said Jane Cameron said it was not a good ship, and they already had problems the other times they went down, so they don't even know why they kept doing it. Dunteezy also said that's why I don't need to be. If you were meant to be down there like that, we would be involved with gears. True. That's what I would believe. My grandpa always said, if you can't drink it, don't jump in. If I can't drink on the water, I don't jump in.
Story not just domestically, but it has been a huge story internationally and surrounded by every language you can imagine. People reporting back to their home countries. But I must say, this was the feeling all along. I mean, I talked to a lot of experts on and off camera, retired Navy sub commanders, experts in marine biology, experts in submarine technology, miniature submarines, and all of them felt from the very beginning this was what likely happened. Keep in mind the pressure down at that depth where the Titanic sits. It's roughly 400 times greater than what you and I are experiencing right now. Nothing can survive at that depth, nothing human. And even man-made items are crushed very, very quickly. So that intense pressure on that mini sub may very well have been what caused the implosion. And then the question is going to be, was there some sort of fatigue crack in the hull, if you will, in the actual sub? Or did it was it
a lot of people tell them there was a lot of problems. They had some tests that people didn't even believe. Shout out to Duntese for living large, you know what I'm saying? And in charge, trying to cool off. Yeah, Duntese give me the old 90s quote. I'll be that news. Said America never want to admit it uses technology where they aren't supposed to. That's why they didn't admit they knew it imploded a long time ago.
Fatigued after going up and down so many times. I did talk to one retired Navy commander today, Hallie, and he said, a typical Navy sub, we're talking about a professional sub, Los Angeles class sub, for example, which only goes 2,000 to 3,000 feet down, more or less. They check it constantly for fatigue cracks, and they never go that deep. And the hull is much more sturdy. His point was, you've got really a carbon fiber, kind of an experimental craft going that deep.
Oh, it was experimental too. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't over. It was poorly made the whole stuff. Yeah, it was experimental. They didn't even know if it really worked. That's the one problem it had.
Over and over, up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's possible that would have created some fatigue cracks.
Tom Costello, live for us there in Boston with that developing news. Tom, thank you so much for being with us here tonight and sharing that. Thank you.
Thanks for watching
Shout out to NBC News for that coverage. They did. They had a PlayStation controller. They had like a video game controller running the ship. Shout out to Sharp PC game. Just run a keyboard and mouse, it wouldn't happen, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's why they sent the drones. Let's go see what happens when let's do some research. Let's see what happens. I actually want to know this. This is actually from 2 months ago. I think this is one of the things we were talking about. Let's see. Let's see what happens when this happens. We're doing research. We're doing research on this channel. Let's see what happens when the submarine crashes.
The depths of the ocean are a mysterious, unknown place, shrouded in darkness and pressure. It's not an environment that many dare to explore. But what happens when a submarine is pushed beyond its normal operating limits? When a submarine reaches its crush depth, the consequences can be catastrophic. Today, we take a look at what occurs when a submarine reaches its crush depth, how such an event can change the course of history for people on board, and what happened to the U.S. Navy submarine USS Thresher. Let's dive in. There are, in fact, two distinct crushing depths. The depth at which engineers say it is unsafe to dive, and the depth at which a submarine actually crushes. World War II submarines were given a maximum depth rating, although it was impossible to tell how deep they could actually go. Some of them went much below their maximum safe crush depth and made it back up, maybe damaged, while others never made it to the surface at all. So what happens at the true crush depth? The outer hull.
I do not know why this thing keeps doing it, but okay. Thank you, Shaw, for letting me know I'm mute. I was just saying that's what we coming to find out. We want to actually do research. We want to know what happened. What happens when it's crushed?
The fuel and air tanks, and subsequently the inner hull all fail at the true crush depth. Submarines' exterior, non-watertight hulls are light and give an effective hydrodynamic form. The inner hull, or pressure hull, is responsible for keeping the pressure differential between the interior and exterior constant. The submarine disintegrates into scrap metal when submerged to crush depth. Pipes and fittings would fail as the submarine got closer to its crush depth.
See, this is why I don't mess with water. Y'all know what I'm saying? This is why I don't mess with water, bro. You know, hey, give me a ship that don't do that, please. Thank you. Please.
And then the hull would groan and creak before imploding and killing everyone on board in a matter of seconds. Instead of...
So, Ruby, it's a matter of seconds. So, apparently, it didn't take long. So I'm guessing it's better than losing Eric. Personally, I just don't want to go down at all.
Slowly seeping in, the water rushes in, either trapping the air within in a bubble at one end of the boat or generating so much heat that the boat implodes and kills everyone inside. Body parts and fuel oil are among the debris that rises to the top. Very chilling. What happens to the crew? The crew of a sub will suffer a range of unpleasant outcomes in the event of an implosion. If a pressure hull implodes at a depth of 2,000 feet, when the air pressure is around 60 atmospheres, the internal pressure will rapidly climb from 14.7 to nearly 875 psi. It would feel like being inside the cylinder of a diesel engine just as the compression stroke begins in the areas of the submarine where large volumes of air are trapped. Everything combustible would go up in flames until a massive wall of water crashed down and put an end to the blaze. Anybody unlucky enough to be still alive would be severely hurt by the water's impact and wouldn't have time to suffer the effects of oxygen poisoning or anything else.
So, Ruby, yours happened too if they survived the burning at the beginning. So I don't, I really rather go down in the fire. Would y'all rather I'd rather go down in the fire. Get it done, get it over with. God, please don't let me get hurt.
Human tissues are mostly fluid-filled, making them difficult to compress. An individual's lungs and sinuses would be crushed instantly.
That's the part my auntie, the nurse, and everybody were talking about. The lungs would be crushed. So all these are possible before any of this happens. You know what I mean?
And the tremendous shock would knock them out. Even more dangerous would be the sudden onslaught of water from the ocean, the vessel's bulkheads and decks, as well as the weight and speed with which various pieces of machinery and engines would hurl towards the crew. To put it bluntly, the crew would perish multiple times in the blink of an eye. The story.
So you'll get burned to death. You will drown. Your insides will implode. You'll be knocked out from oxygen depletion. Like, hey, you got 4 choices. One of them can happen at one time. Oh my goodness! You have 4 ways you can die in a matter of seconds. Dante said both ways are horrendous. You're not gonna die that quick from fire. You still gonna feel the burn. It's a great fear. He don't go. You stay on the safe side.
Story of a U.S. Navy submarine that went too deep. On April 10, 1963, at 9:18 a.m., while conducting deep dive trials southeast of Cape Cod, Massachusetts, the nuclear submarine Thresher sank in 8,400 feet of water, killing all 129 men aboard. Sonar operators aboard the U.S. Navy submarine rescue ship Skylark heard a sound similar to air rushing into an air tank. Thresher had radioed that it was having minor problems 5 minutes before the implosion, followed by a series of jumbled, incoherent transmissions.
Well, from what I'm reading too, Dante, they actually say they'll probably pass out before that happens. So they said they'll pass out. So I don't.
And then complete quiet. A short while afterward, the Thresher began to implode and split apart. The U.S. Navy has concluded that the most likely cause of the accident was the failure of a pipe joint in the seawater system in the engine room, which sprayed seawater onto electronics, causing them to short out and shut down the reactor automatically. Thresher was roughly 13.
Dante said, y'all will never find me on a boat over open water like that. I can't see the bottom. I don't want them problems. Spoken like a true black king, you know what I'm saying?
1,500 feet deep when the catastrophe occurred. Without its reactor and electricity, the Thresher could not prevent itself from sinking to depths that were 20 to 35% greater than its maximum test depth. Are modern submarines any better than classic ones? Crush depths on German U-boats during World War II typically ranged from 660 to 920 feet. An estimated 1,600 feet is the maximum depth at which modern nuclear attack submarines can be tested. Hence, 2,400 feet is the approximate depth at which they would collapse. Certain military submarines, however, are equipped to dive to depths of 4,200 feet. Torpedo tubes, diesel engine exhaust and air intakes, the periscope, the prop shaft, and many other components require numerous apertures in submarine hulls. A submarine's buoyancy balance is extremely delicate when submerged, and even a small amount of flooding can cause the vessel to collapse. The Bathyscaphe Trieste descended to a depth of 35,813 feet in the Challenger Deep in the Marianas Trench, which is located a couple of hundred miles east of the Philippines. The depth of the ocean there is 36,200 feet. A depth of this magnitude results in water pressure of over 1,000 atmospheres. The Trieste had a steel hull 5 inches thick and a diameter of 6.5 feet. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content.
100% true. Hey, listen, we learned a lot. That's what we're supposed to do today. We learned a lot. I do got one more thing I'm gonna talk about. I like hanging out with y'all. Y'all my people. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Let me know if anybody want to come up, talk about anything. Because this is a free range show. We doing free today. It's the Zelmay update show. And look up I'm trying to look up one more story. How do y'all feel about it though? How y'all like? Are y'all? How do y'all feel? Like, I don't know if I can't just go into a thing. You know what I'm saying? I can't just go on a sub now. Like, I am now like shook on going through a sub. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know anything about it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see. I'm trying to see what it's another news topic I want to see before the day on here. So Yahoo is no good, but let me know y'all thoughts about this other thing, because I didn't think I was gonna go over this. Well, I knew I was going over the aircraft thing, but I wanted to kind of thought about something else that I want to go into. Yeah, I'm not done teaching. I'm doing the same thing. Go to Google. I can't find. I wanted to talk about this too, and I didn't think about it, but then I just randomly thought about it on the show, so I didn't have it pulled up. Let's see. Y'all know it's in a poor area. That's why you just can't look it up instantly, because y'all know how that is. It's in one of the poor countries. So let's see what they're doing. Ruben said it. Here it is. I found it. Finally, I found it. Let's go. So I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but let's go. Let's do this. All right. Cuba floods, 7,000 people evacuated, 10,000 homes damaged, and 1 person drowned. Have y'all heard of this story? I just want to know, have anybody in your chat heard of this story? Have anybody heard this story? I just want to know if anybody heard this story. Cuba, ravaged by flood, the island country has evacuated 7,000 people in its central and eastern areas due to massive flood. Moreover, 10,000 homes have been damaged and 65 collapsed, as per reports by NBC News. Military boats are being used in Cuba to ferry residents amid the flooding. Read it no more. This is June 13th, 2023. No, let me put it. I forgot to put it up. Okay, let's just put this window up. Okay, there we go. I didn't even put it up. So here you go. So this is what happened last week. And of course, you didn't hear about it. You heard about the 5 billionaires. Again, praise their family, but they were stupid. I I do feel bad for the family. Them, I'm like, hey, listen, people want you. Listen, I'm about accountability for every human being. So if you do something, accountable. But then we have these people losing their lives and no one heard about it. Cuba ravaged by heavy rains causing destruction of the island. Cuba, I don't know how to say the name, Gama and Santiago de Cuba were ravaged by heavy rains from the 8th to 9th of June 2023. The Institute of Meteorology de Cuba, ISMET, stated that Granma is one of the worst affected areas in Cuba. Here, one person drowned due to flood. The governor of the Cuban province announced that thousands of homes were damaged. Of this, 279 are partially or totally destroyed. After heavy rains in Cuba, authorities are assessing damage inflicted by floods, overflowing rivers, and landslides in several eastern provinces, reinforcing measures to protect the people, property, and economic resources. Around 7,259 people in the province were evacuated after 280.3 millimeters of rain was witnessed in Granma province, with over 7,000 people evacuated, 10,000 homes destroyed, and one person passed. Cuba is in distress, as a report by WSVN. Rescuers help families affected by the flood by flying them to safety. Men, women, and children displaced are taken home and relatives. I got a question. Why do y'all think y'all haven't heard about this story? Is it because it's not American? Is it because it's not American news? Like, this is a tragedy too. Like I said, both of them are tragedies. I just think we need to be more into news, right? I think we need to be more inclusive of news going around the world, because I think you kind of don't feel for people when everybody kind of put what they want on TV on television, and then you don't get a chance to review it. You know what I mean? You don't get a chance to see what's happening in other parts of the world. When you see the little one girl gets kidnapped and you see her versus the other girl get kidnapped and you don't see it. Yeah, Sean, that's why I did a report on about the Arctic Sea melting. By the way, y'all ought to watch it. I try to do at least one interesting thing that's not quite just like crazy news or something. I like to try to mix it up every once in a while. So I didn't do one this week, but this making up for it. Several villages in Cuba are cut off from the rest of the island nation as the bridges have given away to families in Jigawani town would have no electricity. Unfortunately, heavy rain are forecast for the next 2 days in Cuba. I'll mute it, my bad. But the other I was asking if y'all had any other stories that's going on. But we did have the true. Probably don't want to give any more tax dollars toward this event since they tapped out at millions for them. That is true. Shaw let me know my mic was muted. I know this is a little late, so shout out to Shaw. Top mod in the universe, greatest mod. But yes, they don't want. I don't know. It's like weird. It's like they want you to support certain people, but don't want to support others. Listen, I want to show love to everybody. I want the world to be better. I want y'all to stop the ice caps are melting. The world about to get crazy. Weather about to be insane. 230 millimeters of water just on the ground. It's going crazy. I do want to, like I said, I want to see what's going to happen with more of the weather. I'm very interested in what's going to happen with the weather. What do y'all expect? Y'all expect something crazy to happen with the weather and everything? Because I don't know, man. I've seen tornadoes hitting more often, even outside of tornado season in Mississippi. All kind of craziness happening. I don't know what to say about all this. It's insane. So I want to know if anybody's got anything else to say, because we're about to get out of here. I want to give anybody a chance to say any final words, anything y'all want to talk about. Like I said, I did mention the Pokemon SQC thing. I don't care. it's moral grandstanding to talk about, oh, you supporting gambling and all that. I don't care. Ruby says, can't cover everything, so they cover what they guess will give them the best rating given the current social climate. That is fair. Like I'm not even gonna lie. When we cover like certain like devastating things, they gets the less views. But people love Jerry Springer, and ain't no hate against that because they got us a lot of subs. I do appreciate y'all. We might have to do a ratchet six. We might have to do a ratchet segment every week. You know what I'm saying? Just get one here and the word she said, "F them kids." Yes, Great. You in the South, right? Great Bill. Yes, it's weather is weird in the South. It's been really crazy. But yeah, it's been crazy. Shark, I know Shark hate this. She can't see all the emotes in this. But yeah, the weather is insane. It's been in the 50s. It's been in the 50s in Chicago and almost July 1st. Yeah. And people thinking when I cover the polar ice caps melting, well, I ain't put that video. I'll probably put it out sometime. It'll be this week. The video come out. But people really don't care. So I think Ruben's point is right. Whatever get you ratings. No, I'm never like me personally. I can't give up important stuff like we just showed and all that stuff. But at the same time, I give y'all a little ratchet. Maybe I'll peek down and see some other stuff, important stuff about polar ice caps. And Saudi Arabia is still in water and Phoenix gonna be on the drought soon. So hopefully stuff like that starts seeping in and people start taking notice. Even though that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun, make news more accessible to you, have a great time. She's talking about Fahrenheit, Ruben. So yeah, it's cold. It is cold, not Celsius. I know. Can't even fold up comforter and pull it up. Yeah, that's what I be thinking. It's not even been that hot here. I think next week gonna be the first time it's in the 96s Fahrenheit. I think that's gonna be the first time it's gonna be that hot. So it is. I don't know what's going on the weather. It's weird, man. I tell people, hey man, y'all keep telling me, oh, it got cold this year. It'd be cold in the summer and warm in the winter. I don't even know how to dress anymore. I be feeling like I'm gonna get sick. Oh, you from New Jersey? Okay. Shout out to New Jersey. I love New Jersey, even though this dude was very upset because my first time going to New Jersey, they make you pump your own gas. You don't pump your own gas. And it's like one of the first areas I ever went to that you don't pump your own gas. So dude got mad that I went out and tried to pump my own gas. Dude was upset, like, no, I got you. He was very adamant about pumping my gas. Yeah, cold. Had to put on the electric blanket and use the heating pad. Yeah, man. Get still some aches from football. You know what I'm saying? Get some aches and pains in my wrists from all them injuries I had that I didn't take care of. It's not bad here, like 20 degrees at night, 25 during the day. Not hot, but not cold either. Yeah, it is. It's a lot. I didn't know that. Like everywhere I go, I literally just go and put my gas. This dude was like really adamant. Like I didn't even know. Like I didn't even know this was my first time in New Jersey. That was in 2000. I was 18, 2010. Yeah, 2010. Ruby said, "Oh, why did?" She said it's not even cold. Is this normal weather for you, Ruby? My mother does. Yeah, she'll pump on. Yeah, they don't. I noticed that too. He didn't tighten my thing. The guy didn't tighten my stuff too. It was a strange looking fella too. It was a strange dude too. I'm like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this guy pumping my gas. I ain't sure. That was in like 2010. I was like, I'm not sure about you pumping my gas, my guy. But then I found out it was a law, and I'm like, my sister like, it's a law up here. I'm like, oh. Yeah, great. How's the weather? Is everything good? My boy Miller from Philadelphia said it's kind of back. I think he finally was able to go fishing. Ruby does not go outside, confirmed. You do it too. I can't never get used to it. He left the thing out, and I was very upset that he left there. I'm like, see, this is why only other people pump my gas. They have like they used to do it more when I was younger, but they even stopped that here too because people didn't want to. Ain't nobody. Then the dude be look. He hold his hand out. He held his hand out too. After he yelled at me, he held his hand out like I'm gonna give him a tip. Like, no, me and you almost fought. I'm not tipping you, sir. What is wrong with you? Oh, that's good. The weather is good. The weather is good. It's just like the hangout segment on the show, talking about a little weather. Yeah, he held his hand out talking about, hey, a tip. And I'm like, bro, me and you almost fought out here, and you trying to talk about for a tip. You know, get out here, go back in that stove. What is wrong with this man, bro? Like, if me and you about to fight, I'm not giving you a tip out. Like, I don't know what you got going. Then you didn't even tighten the cap anyway after I didn't want you to do it anyway. Come on, man. Don't ask for a tip and you about to fight and you trying to yell at me. Like, come on, man. Like, he was serious too. I forgot what he said. That was so long ago. Not your fault. You got to know the right gas. Yeah, that was my first time there, man. I didn't know nothing. I was young too, so I didn't care. I was a lot more reckless now. Now I would have asked questions. Back then I was like, no, I'm doing what I want to do. Let go the pump handle now. Yeah, he put his hand on my shoulder. See, I don't know if that's like coming. I find it's more coming up north for people like bump into you and not say excuse me or something and not be like down here. You bumping me, that means you ready, like you basically ready to scrap. In the South, like you bump into my shoulder and hit me, I'm gonna look back at you. You gonna be like, "Oh my bad, I didn't see you, bro. I at least do that." Up there, they bumping you and keep walking. I felt disrespected in New York. You know, I felt really disrespected. Like that, like at least say excuse me when you bump me. That's just what. And he was like, hey. I'm like, hey, who's this man yelling at? Hey, bro, I'm finna pump your gas. I'm like, yo, chill, man. I don't know what you yelling at, but it ain't cool. Now I would be like, hey, man, what you mean? You can put my gas? That's something normal now. Back then, I was like, man, shut up. He was, Shar said he was on work really though. I was like, he was trying to get that last bit of money before they fired him. He did not look like, he wasn't even like a normal look. All right, from what I seen later on, it was a lot of like young kids or somebody regular. This dude, like I promise you, this dude was like a crackhead. He looked like a pure crackhead. I'm like, bro, I don't know what's going on. I bet he would have been strong. He would have been strong trying to fight. I would have won though, but man, that dude, I'm like, I don't know what he been doing that day or nothing. Well, I was muted again. It was too long of an update show. I do appreciate y'all for coming, stopping by, hanging out. We got to talk a little bit, conversate, get to know a little bit more about y'all. That's always a good thing to do. I know Sharp Feet cold now in Chicago. Shout out to that. Shout out to that. I know the weather good in New Jersey now. So we learned a lot. We learned the laws. We learned what happened with the submarine. I think we had a good show. Yeah, man. I appreciate it, my guy. Again, like and subscribe. We hit 100, so thank everybody, all y'all. Thank all of you 100% for giving 100 subs. We in the triple figures. Now we on to the 4 figures. We hitting 4, going for 1,000 next. We getting a lot of hours. I do appreciate y'all watching. In Georgia, Alabama, and Florida too. Yeah, just bumping into people is not normal. Like that's what I'm saying, but weather is crazy. By the way, I don't know. I used to want to live in Florida. I don't want to live in Florida. Florida's a strange state. A monkey stole my hat one day. I had to go to it was a little bit of monkey on this dude's shoulder. He just grabbed my hat, snatched off my head. The monkey's strong too, you know what I'm saying? I am rambling because I'm enjoying talking to y'all. I really do. So like and subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you again. One more time. 100 subs. Let me go up here. We got a shout out to Great Pill Podcast one more time. Let's go and see what this is. Updates with Zell. Coin by the one and only Shar. I'm trying to see where Great Pill Podcast. Let's go to it. Let me see if I can find it. Y'all be typing a lot. Shout out to y'all for all the time. There you go, Shar. There you go. I found it. updates with Zaya. Y'all subscribe to the Great Pill who's giving so much support. All of that. I'll put it in the bottom. I'm gonna say thank you to Ruby so y'all can see it now. So y'all can just go click that real quick. I do appreciate that. So like I said, like and subscribe. Go over there to Great Pill, show him some love. Shout out to all our wonderful viewers, DJ Music, Shar, everyone done Teasy, everybody, Ruby in the chat, just hanging out, just having a great time. Again, as y'all see in the bottom of the screen, follow us on our social medias. I did supposed to have a pinned tweet, but I don't know. I can't do nothing about that. But the link is in the description. Let me put it up real quick before we go. Shar gonna be upset if I don't. So let me put it in here so we can leave. We're gonna leave it with you. So let me go get it real quick. Let me put it in the chat so y'all can see. Follow that link right there. That link that's coming up in the chat right now. Go follow it. Go show some love. Go follow our Rumbles, all that stuff. We'll probably be live on Rumble soon when we get a chance to be able to get on it. Kick, Facebook, everything. I do it one more time. I haven't said it too many times. I do appreciate y'all. Really, I really appreciate y'all. So I'm gonna get out of here. I might tear up. You know what I'm saying? I might tear up. I appreciate y'all.
Who are these niggas?